Hey, everybody. Listen, happy Saturday. I'm glad you're here. We're here. We're going to do a trending topic Saturday. I hope you're having an amazing day. I had a good day. Been running errands all day long, okay? Trying to get my license back, trying to get my debit cards back, trying to get my life back together. They tried to take me down last Monday, stole my pocketbook, but all is well. You know what? I'm alive. I'm here. God is good, and I'm not gonna, stay in the sunken place, so to speak. So I just been running around trying to shop and also just get all of my ID and stuff like that back. We about to get into this though, y'all. We got a lot of people. Somebody said don't forget Diddy. Are you talking about Diddy and him having another baby? Who had that baby? Who had his baby? Okay. Who had him baby? Okay. So yeah, we're gonna get into this. Sherri Shepherd is on the topic. Derrick Jaxn, okay, is on the topic. Nick Cannon, Carlos King. Trust your own instincts, people. Oh, thank you. Yes, I cut my hair. We'll talk about that. But let me bring my friends in the building here. Hey, Robin.
Hey, Diva. Happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday. Hey, Royan.
Hey, listen, I am on
Yes,
my way out. I just wanted to pop in. I know I missed Thursday, but I just wanted to
yes.
pop in and say, hey, I love y'all. And I will definitely catch the replay, but I'll definitely try to pop in the comments while I'm out, okay?
Okay, hey, you
Wait,
looking good. You
wait,
looking good. You
wait,
you got that hanging up
wait.
street?
What is going on? You got your leather?
Look, I'm going ice skating, I'm going tubing, and I'm going to a Christmas festival. So
Nice. That
I'm gonna
sounds like
record some stuff
fun.
and I'm gonna post it on Instagram. I'm gonna do a story on Instagram. So I'll keep
Yes,
y'all
do a
posted. Y'all look out.
story. Well, you look good.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Love y'all. You look so good,
Love you
Diva.
Have a
Love you.
too.
Bye, Robin.
fun. Have a fun. Nothing right. Oh,
That sounds like fun. He said ice skating, tubing. All right,
Lord.
I ain't mad.
You ever
All
ice skate before?
right,
Did you
right.
ever ice skate?
Mitchell, I did not get it back yet. But I'm working on getting it back. But I do have a paper license. You can like download a temporary paper license. So that's what I have right now. But all is well. We good. We good. All right, about to go hang out in the streets looking good. Yes, yes, yes. So, Robin, it's you and I. Okay, we're going to get into this. So, let's
Okay.
first talk about Sherri Shepherd. Listen, guys, I know a lot of people were upset the way that Sherri Shepherd got her own show. But let's be clear, everybody's replaceable, okay? So if you want a job and you could have been the best at that job, but if you no longer can perform that job, they got to find somebody else to go to do the job in your place. Business cannot shut down because you can no longer perform, right? So a lot of people was like, we're not going to watch Sherri Shepherd. I went to the Sherri Shepherd show live with Smoke. We had an amazing time. It was really, really good. She's a sweetheart, right? Yes, she's doing good. Come on, Carol. She's doing good. She's
Mhm.
doing good. Okay. Yes, thank you. I wasn't upset. It is what it is. I still haven't watched it. See now, don't do that. Don't do don't do that. Yes, she's number one. Yes, it was bittersweet because it was in Wendy's time slot. Yes, it was bittersweet. And I do understand where everybody's emotions came from. But that was, you know how sometimes management get it messed up. They get it twisted, right? I think that Denmark Mercury could have ushered Sherri Shepherd in better. So that was really their fault, not hers. They should have done it a better way. What they should have just said was the Wendy Williams show is canceled. They should have let the season play out, and then 2 weeks later announced Sherri Shepherd was having her own show, right? I think
Yes.
that would have been better. Yes, Lisa, she is doing great. Oh, good, you watch every day. I watch too, and she's been
Me
giving
too.
out a ton of gifts. And guess what? I'm going there this Monday, okay? I'm going there
Ooh.
this Monday, and I will post if I get a whole lot of because she's doing her Christmas giveaways. I will post all of my Christmas giveaways. So I am going there on Monday the 12th. Looking forward to it. Can't wait. But we're bringing her up today because we want to know, are you watching? Did you forgive her? And to let you know, she's slaying it out there in terms of these talk show streets, the daytime talk shows. She is number one. The numbers are great. So she's
Mhm.
doing extremely well. And if you have not watched it, give that sister a chance. Tune in to Sherri Shepherd. I know in my state, she comes on 10 a.m. Every Monday through Friday at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. And I want to say for me, it's on Channel 5, Fox 5, or the Fox Network. She's on that. So, Robin, have you been watching? Did you forgive her? Are you okay with Sherri Shepherd?
Absolutely, yes. And I'd like to be clear. I have never had an issue with this. I've
Uh-huh.
never complained it. I've never believed that Sherri was replacing Wendy. I agree. Denmark Mercury really was unkind to Sherri in the way they rolled her out. They should have made it clear to the public that not only had Wendy not been able to come to work for a full season, but
Okay.
her contract was ending with the end of that past season. And we know when we talk contracts, they're finite. There is absolutely no guarantee that you're going to live to see another season.
Yeah.
Period. Point blank. Now about the show, I'm enjoying it. I watch it every day. I DVR it every day. I was worried at the very beginning
So was
because
I.
I was like, this, it did not have her own imprint. And you know me,
Mm-hmm.
I get in the comments, and I was on in the comments saying, "What are you doing? Everything is not a shtick because she made a shtick out of everything." I got tired of her talking about how tight her clothes were and her
Yep.
Spanx. Because by the way, because Sherri is the smallest we have seen her on TV in a very long time. And
Yes.
as a matter of fact, she told us on TV that her executive producer, John Murray, when
Mm-hmm.
she was on The View, he pulled her to the side and said, "You gained too much weight. You need to lose it." So
Wow.
with that said, her show is now more of a reflection of herself. For
Yes,
all
it
those
is. She had to
people who are
grow
like,
into it, right?
she took,
Right.
people who think she took Wendy's job. When you listen to her tell you, I've been trying to get my own talk show for over 15 years. This has been in play. I like that she's making her own in the sense that she has her comedian's corner. And then you're able to really get to know her and find out how deep her relationships go and her
Yeah.
associations and how people, they were all in the trenches together. And more than that, how a lot of them really have been and continue to lift each other up. From Sherri telling, no, Lonnie Love telling us that Sherri bought her that suit she was wearing when we saw her on that show, to Sherri telling us how Whoopi Goldberg took her and bought her a wardrobe full of clothes and just said, pay it forward. And I believe that's what she's doing now. And it's been a joy to watch.
Yes, it has. Yes, it has. So have a great time on the 12th, Diva. Thank you. I hope you make out. Yes, I hope I get hit it big too, right? You deserve it. Great haircut. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Yes,
Yeah, it's been
I
fun.
went and got a haircut. Just gonna keep it short for a little while I'm trying to figure out how to grow it out and all of that good stuff. So I do appreciate it. But yes, I'm going. And Robin, yes, she had to kind of grow into it because in the beginning I was like, Sherri, this is not doing it for me, but I'm gonna
Mhm.
hang in there with you. In addition to that, I got tired. I was feeling like she was constantly looking for a man on the show. Like, it's not the time, it's not the place. And it was just team too much. Her talking about dating all the time. but she has definitely found her way quickly, right? Because
Yes.
usually sometimes the person needs another season.
Hmm.
She found her way within this one season, and I really appreciate it, and I do like her. But let me tell you something. She's another one in person. um Really good. I got a really good feeling from her. She seems like a really good person, and she actually came out and talked to the guests, like, before the show started. She
Hmm.
wasn't standoffish. She seems like a really good person, and definitely I'm rooting for her, and I'm giving her a chance. I will tell you, she's not on our lineup here. I will tell you who I'm having trouble connecting with, and I love her outside of the talk show, and that is Jennifer Hudson. I don't know why I just can't get into it. Like, I don't know why. I feel like she's always singing, and I know that she's a singer, but yeah, I just feel like she's always singing. I don't know. Have you been watching Jennifer Hudson?
I have been dragged for my opinion about Jennifer Hudson. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
And I remember her on the American Idol. I know that
Yeah.
she can sing. And what I'm gonna say, I'm very honest about how I feel about her. I did try to watch her show. I didn't feel that she had this great personality. Hopefully she's grown into one. But I started not to like rock with her when she was a judge on The Voice, because I think that she forgot that her days of competing like this are over and behind her. And every time I watched her on The Voice, she was singing and she was too dramatic, throwing her shoe. I thought it was inappropriate. So I didn't like it.
Yeah, I
I
didn't
think
like it
I think
either.
that Jennifer Hudson, they're gonna come for me in the comments when I say this. I feel like Jennifer Hudson came to this part of her career without
Hmm.
having a full complement or no, a clear idea about what kind of entertainer she was going to be. I feel like
Yeah.
she was plugged into places. And some people have a natural ability, but she's a singer, and then next thing she's in the movies, and I don't feel like she has that quite enough range for me. It could be that I'm just not part of her demographic because I'm older. I don't enjoy her. I wish her well, and I know that she
Mhm.
has an audience someplace, but I don't. I don't even. Sometimes for the people, I will record something, and when I'm not home, I'll let it play for the ratings. I don't
Right.
even do that for her because I don't even feel like that about her.
Yeah, Miss Gigi said J Hud is over the top with all she
Yes.
does on that show. I don't like when the women act that way, dramatic. Maybe a better word. Yeah, Gigi, you kind of summed it up. And I
Yeah.
think that sometimes, like, this is for all jobs. Like, when you're on the outside looking in, you think like, oh, I got that, I could do that. But it's not as easy as you think when you actually get into it. You're like, okay, wow, this is a lot. This is hard, hard to do, or whatever the case may be. And so I think she needs some daytime talk show expert,
Coaching.
yep, coaching, so that they can come there and help her turn that day around. Just like you, Robin, I do wish her well, but she has a way to go. You said like Kiki Palmer was too dramatic. You know
I
what,
love
Kiki
Kiki
Palmer?
Palmer on
That's
her
what I
talk
was.
show. Yo,
You
are you
know,
kidding? She saved that show for that moment because
she
it was
did. You talking about with
fun.
Strahan and the other one?
Yeah, Sarah and Michael Strahan. It
Yep.
was really missing energy,
Yes,
and
it was.
and the set was horrible. They looked like they were in Archie Bunker's old chairs. And then
Yeah.
when Kiki came in, when Michael wasn't there, I said, "This is the show." And
Yeah.
she had great chemistry with Sarah. She made Sarah even more likable.
Yep.
And the thing is, I don't think Kiki Palmer at all was over the top. Kiki Palmer is very engaging and engaged. She listened well and she's very participatory. And I
Hmm.
find that to be the difference. She lets you know she's a fan. She lets you know what she likes. She lets you know what you don't like. And especially if you look at like the younger people, she was able to connect with a different audience. So she was more into stuff like that, the reality TV shows that she could talk about. But then she did the astrology. Then she's also multi-talented. I love the entertainer that Kiki Palmer is. I think that she also seems to me to be like you say Sherri is. And my girlfriend said the same thing about Sherri. She just seems to have a really good heart and good
Yeah.
intention. She
Really
seems
good
just
heart and intentions. Yeah. You know what, Cassandra, you are right. It's called an anointing. When those who are anointed for that job and they make it look easy, but it's not her anointing. Yeah, not her anointing, not her ministry. And you know what? Maybe it could be, but she needs a lot of coaching because right now it's just not there for me. So as we squeeze in, but all I can say is we're going to end the Sherri Shepherd segment here with support, guys. It's a good show.
yes.
You know, what happened and the way she was ushered into that slot is not her fault. And we
Mm,
all finally saw for ourselves that Wendy was just no longer up to doing it. She just wasn't. And so someone had to, you know, fill that time slot. And I'm glad it went to Sherri Shepherd. So let's move on to this Derrick Jaxn, right? This man has wrote a ton, well, not a ton, but he wrote a few relationship books. And
mm,
before his downfall and before he got exposed by Tasha K, I mean, if you really want a whole lot of details, go to Tasha K channel because she have seemed to have done a whole investigative process on Mr. Derrick. Okay. So, but I'm going to summarize it for you and say this. So before he got exposed, and I think it happened maybe last year or a year and a half ago, right?
mm,
Cheating on his wife, you know, being with other females, but yet writing and talking to everybody on his Facebook, on Instagram, on his YouTube channel. He was calling himself, telling females pretty much, you know, how to be in a good relationship, what to do when they're in a relationship, how to look for a good man, all along while he was being the worst man known to mankind, to his wife, to his family, to his children. In addition to that, he's so horrible that I myself, if I was looking to get advice from somebody, I would probably get it from Nick Cannon before I got it from
mm.
Derrick Jaxn. Okay,
Oh Lord.
that, that's how bad and that's how bad and horrible this man is. At least with Nick Cannon, you don't see he has a lot of baby mothers, but they're not in these streets crying, saying he's horrible. He doesn't pay his child support, so forth and so on. But you know,
Mhm.
Derrick, the way that Derrick, you know, treated his wife, and his wife, I'm gonna put her, and Wendy Williams kind of in the same bucket. It's like
Yeah.
they put all of their trust in their self-esteem, in their relationship, and in their man to the point where they have lost themselves. If you go
Mhm.
online and watch videos of, well, now it's his ex-wife or soon to be ex-wife, this Derrick, his wife just seems so broken, so lost. Just kept covering for this man time after time with his cheating. And I don't, I'm on the fence, right? And depending upon what day it is, one day I'm like, okay, you can have somebody that maybe stepped outside of the marriage and maybe y'all can recover. But then again, I'm like, a cheater is a cheater is a cheater. And when you find yourself with a cheater, probably the best thing to do is run and like never look back. It's just this man has humiliated the wife. He has broke this woman down. And then he has the nerve to call himself a relationship guru. Yes, the wife is done. The wife is done. The wife is done. And plus, I want to say that he himself said that they filed for divorce like earlier in the summer
Mm.
because you know pictures came out of with him being with somebody else. Like it's just a whole hot mess. It's just a whole hot mess. But somebody said Derrick Jaxn's wife is a witch who got everything she deserved. Oh my, okay. All right. So
Wow.
yeah. So with that being said, what do you think about this situation, Robin? This man wrote relationship books. He's the worst person in the world to be getting relationship advice from. His wife stayed with him time after time, knowing that this man cheated. What do you think about just staying in a relationship and the man is continually, or it could be the female, your partner is continually being disrespectful to you. Like, what do you think about this situation? But the wife, yes, the wife loved her some Derrick, but good God, I mean, let me tell you something. I don't care how much I love a person. When you're disrespecting me to that point, I got to go. I got
well,
to go. But go ahead, Robin.
well,
Wait, Robin, before you go,
sure.
Zeta, thanks for being here. I'm the only one that's going to be able to see you, but because I've been having some issues, and if I don't know you, I got to see your face really quickly. Then you can put your avatar back up, and then I can let you up. Perfect. Hey, oh, okay. I know that face, but I didn't know the name. Okay, go ahead, Robin. What do you have to say about this?
I say a few things. The first of them is, if this woman does not have the personal fortitude, esteem herself to move, can nothing, ain't nothing we gonna do or say gonna change that. So she
True.
just might, that just might be where her head is. I'm only familiar with this guy from two things. I remember a few months back, I saw the two of them when she was speaking up on his behalf, and she looked like she had
Mm-hmm.
some flag on her head. And then I saw her cursing people out about
Mm-hmm.
don't come from my marriage. Those are the only things I know about her. But
Right.
if he's writing these books about how to be in a good relationship, how to pick a good man, he may have just looked at himself and wrote the opposite of who and what he is. That's the
Mm.
expertise right there.
Okay. So before I move on to the next person, do you think it's possible for someone to change? Or do you think once they cheat on you, they will always cheat on you and you got to go?
I don't think that this now I want to be very clear. I don't think that people inherently change. I think they change their behavior. I think that like when people get old, and like let's say that lady who was all grandmotherly, she was all sweet, but then she
Hmm.
had a stroke, and then and she can still talk, and she just like curses at everybody. That's because the
Hmm.
filter is gone. Because that shows you the truth of who she is. Was a real nasty lady who was really cussing you out, but she was playing nice. So I think that who a person is, they don't. I don't believe they really change fundamentally. I think that their behaviors can change, but not their DNA.
Okay, okay. So Michael, let me read this here. I was in my second emotional connection years ago. Some call it love. If my emotions were not involved, it would have lasted 2 minutes. You
Mhm.
know what, Michael? Come on, talk, talk. However, my emotions were so strong, I couldn't leave. This abusive.
Mm,
You know what? You said a word right there,
true.
and I do get it. I do get it. Like when your emotions are involved, you it blurs your vision, so to speak, right? Yes, that's thank you for that word there. People can change. All right, you're saying people can change, but and you know what? I do believe people can change, but if they keep repeating the same behavior over and over again, and you keep thinking they're going to change, you both are insane. At some point, you got to walk away and say, you know what? You stay with yourself or whoever else wants to be with you with this insanity. Hold on one second. Self loathing closeted queen who was, what is that word?
Effeminate.
Effeminate man pretending to be straight. Oh, all right. You think he got other issues going on there?
Yeah.
It's possible. I don't know. Allegedly, Derrick was spotted in Miami with a woman this weekend.
Art
Yeah,
Basel.
it was a lot. It was a lot. But you know what, though? I don't think he was ever going to stop cheating on that wife. I think he was done. And instead of him just telling the wife he was done, he kept playing with her head. But I think he kept playing with her head
Because
because
he
he
could.
didn't want to lose his livelihood of his business of writing these relationship books and of being the relationship guru, because he probably felt like, how am I going to be the guru and I don't even have a good relationship myself and I treat my wife like crap? Zeta, you're in the building. What do you want to say about this situation?
I have a lot to say actually. So allegedly I heard that he's the one that filed for divorce from his wife. So I guess that
Mhm.
gave him leeway to continue to be unfaithful to her. But I also feel like he didn't really change. I don't think people can really change because somebody continuously disrespecting you and cheating on you over and over again. There's no reason for you to be with them. And they like most of the times you see the guys, they'll step out, they'll leave you, but then they'll treat the other woman better than you. So I feel like maybe they just have no respect for you. And once you realize that they have no respect for you, you find your self worth, then you can continue. And I guess maybe baby girl didn't find her self worth yet, and he was like, I guess enough is enough. She's not gonna leave me. I will continue, and I'll go find somebody else. And also, I think he takes advantage of the fact that she's so into the Bible and she wants to be like what they call the prophetess. Some type of wife in the Bible. I don't know. I'm not very religious, and
Mhm.
he takes advantage of that and like brainwashes her. And I think she's gonna break because that was her lover since high school, and she doesn't
Mhm.
know anybody else but him. And he just broke her and took advantage of her till she can't take it anymore. And I don't think she can move on from that. That's all.
Yeah, you know what? I'm praying for her. And she's going to need intense therapy because that last crazy video that I saw with her condemning everybody but her man, because we
Yeah.
were talking about it. I'm like, girl, are you really this delusional? I really feel sorry for you. I couldn't even watch the whole thing. It was so sad and sick and crazy. It's like, you're sitting here addressing everybody. Address the enemy that's in the bed next to you, girlfriend. He is the one causing you all of this drama, hurt, and pain. And yes, Pastor Gray is another one. But,
Mm.
respectfully, and his wife is another one. She
Mhm.
will defend that man. She can probably walk in the room, catch him in the bed with somebody, and she will still make an excuse. And
Yeah.
listen, guys, I get it. The vows say for better or for worse, but this is beyond worse. Okay, when they're breaking down your self-esteem, they're constantly cheating on you. I'm sorry. I'll talk to God now later when I see him or whatever, but I got to go. I got to go because now you just beyond disrespectful and you're beyond messy, and this is not what the vows meant when they said for better or for worse. So goodbye. But yes, she is definitely Pastor Gray and his wife, Aventer.
Mm.
Definitely another couple where, and the sad part about him is, this Pastor Gray is, you're a pastor. Okay, you had a whole show on where you was going around to people houses and trying to help save them, and somebody the whole time needed to save you. But yeah. So Emmanuel, you're in the building. What do you want to say about this situation?
Is Manuel on mute? Mute?
Are you on mute? Okay, so we'll move on. I don't know if Emmanuel can hear us. So Derrick ran that woman crazy. He did run her crazy, but at some point we got to wake up and take up for ourselves and say to ourselves, okay, enough is enough. And yes, somebody said earlier, I didn't read it, but I think I put it up. The best thing that happened to that wife is him leaving her. Okay. The best thing that happened to TJ Holmes' wife is that affair coming out. Because when you stay too long and you get stuck, I really think the man even lose respect for you because
Mhm.
they're like, I could just walk over her. I guess there's nothing I can do that will make her leave. So
That's
it's
what
just a whole hot mess. I think, go ahead, Robin.
I was laughing. I said, that's what TJ Holmes said in that Instagram post,
Oh my God.
right? 10
Oh my
years,
God.
you stuck by me. 10 years, 10 minutes, 10 what? Huh. I'm going to keep
Oh
on because
God.
you know you
Talking
should have
about
been
she
done
got a
left me.
superpower. She got a superpower because she was able to stay with him through all that he did. I think that Derrick was doing all the things on that wife. He is a clown for real, plain and simple. He's definitely a clown for real. Thank the Lord when the relationship is over and he will move you to another level or better. I'm
Mm.
trying to tell you, right? So many people are okay with struggle love. You know what? I don't think that the people are okay with struggle love. I think that people, they get it, they're in it so long, it becomes their norm and they
Yeah.
don't know how to get out. And I think that is what happened to Wendy Williams. No, none of them really want to live that existence. But when you're in it so long, you start to think that you can't get better. You won't be able to do anything without them. And Kevin Hunter, the speaker, Wendy Williams, he is a classic person that just tore her down because to this day, he doesn't even want to give her credit for what happened on the Wendy Williams show.
For her
He
own
said
talent.
he's the king behind the purple chair.
Hmm.
Are you kidding me right now? So that is still sticking it to her, saying that she was nothing and will never be anything without him. But yet he's out in these streets claiming broke. So he's nothing without her. He's a whole hot mess. But when you are in something so long and it breaks your self esteem down so low, it's not that you're okay with the struggle, love. It becomes your norm and you don't know how to get out. That's what I think about
I
that.
wonder.
So
I
I
wonder if this.
go
I
ahead.
wonder if this Derek guy did to his wife what Wendy's husband did to her. Because I still maintain that what Kevin did or Kelvin is he one of the things he did is he isolated Wendy. Because Wendy never had any other friends except for that friend Regina or Reggie she called her that she grew up with who lives out in California. She
Right.
wasn't close to her sister at all. She referred to her, but you never heard of anything like that. And that part in the article where he talked about I still work, yo. She went home. But the truth is, she told us on the show that she went, she would do the show when she would go home and she would make dinner. She was playing the housewife. And that's the way that they set their lives up. And I think that he really helped to direct her to have that fairy tale suburban life and hyped her up. And then all of a sudden it was just him and her and the kid and her job.
He isolated her, and he isolated her because if she had enough girlfriends, they would have been like, girl, he's taking and stealing all your money. Girl, he's a dirty dog. And they would have been able to at some point probably wear her down to the point where she would have left. So he knew what he was doing. Monique King.
Absolutely.
She said Derek never claimed to be a pastor, did he? I hope not. No, Monique, we had transitioned into Pastor Gray. I don't know if you know who he is, but that's who we were
Josh
saying is
Gray.
the pastor, not Derek. No, if Derek did, girl, I would have passed out in his chair. So Michael said, now to add to my story, his girlfriend was his pimp, and it ended when one of his download men. Oh, all right, because he couldn't turn his emotions off and he got tired of being abused. I walked out. Okay, that's a lot. That's a lot. I'm sorry to hear that. I put a strong laxative in his food the next time he comes over.
The evil tricks are going to come out. Now we're going to hear about everything. Yeah, so I.
Oh God. Okay. So Sharon said most women will deny the cheating. Yes, yes. And Derrick Jaxn did. He denied it until he got exposed. And he even denied it after he was exposed, even though it was tons of receipts. Some women will lead them to a fault. But most of the time that backfires when the truth comes out and it's devastating for them. Sharon, you hit the nail on the head. You are absolutely right. And that's why I said trust your own instincts
Yeah.
because our instincts really tell us what's going on. I do believe that 9 times out of 10, when there's smoke, there is some fire. And you know the person that you with, and you get to know their habits and their trends. And just one little thing that they do different, and you're like, something ain't right. Go with your gut. If you think something is wrong, it probably is. He can change and practice good behavior by himself. His self-esteem is low as well. You know what? I
That's what
take that
I heard.
also. You are correct. You are correct. His self-esteem is in the gutter also. And then the new chick is allegedly she has sent pictures to the wife, with her body like, in a bikini, looking nice or whatever, and pretty much saying that this is why he chose me over you. Girl, you just about as dumb
Lordy.
as the rest of them, okay? If you think that he's not going to take you on a roller coaster ride and do you just as dirty or even dirtier than he did his wife, then you're a bigger fool than anybody could ever know. Like, are you stupid? I would never knowingly get with a man that is treating his ex-wife or soon to be ex-wife like that, especially if they have children together. There is nothing you can say to me or I want to do with you. I wouldn't even talk to people that are bad mouthing their exes. Like, I'm good because I could be the next one. I'm good. I'm done with you. I have nothing for you. Now, nobody breaks up and everything's perfect, but you can break up and not talk negative and bad about your ex. I picture her throwing stuff around the house. Listen, that wife has hey, everybody, that wife has a lot to get over and go through. Cassandra says she's broken and will take time to move through her emotions. This too shall pass.
In
That
time.
part right there. That part right there. Well said. Relationship coaching is tricky. Don't let people take advantage of you. That is correct. Yes, it is. Yes. And Michael, yes, that is a very tragic story. Thanks for sharing and sorry to hear that. So Miss Gigi said, and then we'll give a move into the next topic. Most times the wife is brainwashed by the cheater. I agree with you. Low self-esteem. Their whole identity is wrapped up in that man. You're
Mhm.
hitting the nail on the head. They are broken and don't know where and how to restart. Miss Gigi, that is 100% true.
Yep.
100% true. They are not. You get so broken, you just don't even know. And then you do at some point, depending upon how many years you was with that person, you start to play tricks in your own head, like what will I do without them? You
Mhm.
don't know who you are and what you're gonna do and how you're gonna exist outside of them. And sometimes it has nothing to do with finances. It just has everything to do with like this person was your life for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years. Y'all went to Target together, you ate dinner together, y'all slept in a bed together, y'all made decisions together. And now all of a sudden the rug is pulled from underneath you and this person is gone. It's not as easy as many will think, but I tell you what, you will find that's easier. You will
You know,
have a burden lifted off of you, even though you're going through the hurt and pain. There will be another part of you that will feel so free because you got that negative person that doesn't care about you out of your life. Go ahead, Robin. What was you gonna say?
it's for that reason how some women don't have their own identities and stuff. Is why I think
Hmm.
I actually have hope for T.J. Holmes's wife, because she's not just some penny Annie fly by night storefront attorney.
Hmm.
She's an attorney now for what, Rock Nation. That's one thing. So that's high profile. And she had a big life before that in immigration law. And
Hmm.
I was reading something this week, and I didn't know that his first wife was Amy Holmes. Never connected it, never knew. Amy Holmes, she used to be prominently on like the NBC channels, like on MSNBC and NBC. I think I remember seeing her a lot on the old Chris Matthews shows.
Hmm.
She's a conservative political commentator. And I don't know, it never clicked for me that that is where she got the last name Holmes from. I was like, she fine. She's with
Hmm.
CNN now. She's, she has her own life. She has her independence, and she can stand on her own. And that's what I never saw any brokenness or anything or craziness. And I think, and I'm hopeful for this second wife that she's able to, just stand on her own and be done with his behind too. Even though we know
I,
she was
I
like
I
hanging in
do
there.
too though, but the thing is, my concern for her, I mean, she's definitely intelligent and she has a lot of accolades under her name outside of him. But my concern for her though is if my husband would have wrote that post to me on our 10-year anniversary, um, it would have
Okay.
been problems in my house. It would have been problems in my
It
house.
would have been time to go because he
Especially
told you so.
knowing, right, especially knowing what he has done because they was on shaky ground because she already knew he cheated.
Hmm.
So now you kind of making a mockery of the fact that I love you and I stayed and I want to give you another chance. If you as an educated man who is on a show where speaking is what you do for a living, you couldn't have found better words to say to me on our 10-year anniversary. I got problems with that, and I'm gonna have a problem with you. Communication is what you do.
Mm.
So, and you're not on like a little fly by night show. You're on Good Morning America. Like, come on, and that's the
But yeah,
best you got. You
I
was
think
you
he's
was
done.
pretty much telling me go. You was pretty much telling me go, like you punk. And so there's a lot of men that they know that no matter what, their spouse is not gonna go.
Hmm.
So instead of taking advantage of her, then you leave. You
Hmm.
tell her, no matter what, I'm sorry, I can't do this anymore. I got to go. You leaving at that moment versus staying with them and still out in the streets doing what you're going to do, you're just hurting them more. So either way, they're going to be hurt. So you might as well just leave. But let me just read this. Bedside BK said, the transference of sexual energy bet humans, particularly married monogamous adults, is so intimate. When a partner brings in outsiders, the energy changes. Bed-Stuy BK, you're talking right now. So true. Often becoming toxic, dangerous, and deadly. I agree with you
Mm.
100% wholeheartedly. And we can actually do a whole nother live just on that particular situation. Deadly for a lot of reasons, right? But yes, I thank you for that. Um, and yes, come on, I would never jeopardize my job for come on now. We ain't messing with the paycheck, okay? Now, I do a lot of crazy things, but when it comes to the check, no, not here, not no, no, no. And let me tell you, so just really quickly, when I worked in a hospital, we did 12-hour shifts, right? I
Mhm.
used to try to do my 12-hour shifts 3 days in a row because it's rough. 12-hour shifts is rough and it's taxing on the body. But so I used to work 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. But that was at hours. But sometimes I wasn't getting out to 8, 9 o'clock because you gotta give report,
Report.
and if you're in the middle of something, you can't just leave, right? So anyway, with that being said, I didn't go a lot of places because I had to get to bed at a certain time because when I got up really early and I didn't want to risk being half sleepy, especially for the job that I did. So these people that risk their livelihood, especially, when they have these jobs that when you have the opportunity to have a job and you're not an athlete where you're making millions, consider yourself hitting the lotto. Like you're a fool, in my opinion. You're a fool to risk your major check like that over some sex. But that's me. Okay, so Diva, did you hear the sad news about Celine Dion? Yes, I did. Oh my God. I'm praying for her as well. Also, Derrick Jaxn doesn't know what loyalty is or respect for marriage at all. You are
Yes.
correct. Yes. And this condition that Celine Dion has, I never heard of it before.
I know. One
I
in a
couldn't
million.
really, yeah, 1 in a million. I couldn't really watch the whole video because it broke my heart. But in addition to that, I felt like Celine Dion was never right once her husband passed.
Husband died. Yes.
I feel like she just never was able to pull it together. Those two were truly in love. And I felt like again, she just didn't, she was never the same. That's just my opinion. She was never the same once that husband passed away. It was like that he was her everything, right? He was her everything. Yes, agreed. It's foolish to risk so much for sex. Proves men aren't logical. Well, you know what? The chick, Amy, wasn't logical either. Neither one of them was. You
Yeah,
ain't, we
she'll
no,
probably
no,
be back
sir.
on TV and we won't see him.
Well, you know what? If they do put her back on, um, if I were him, I would sue everybody and known to mankind. Because I would be like, well, what's the difference between me and her? So time will tell.
You know
But
what that difference is?
his replacement is cute. He
Marco.
young.
Yeah, remember when he was in this market before?
I
Demarco
don't.
Morgan was here before.
Oh well. Listen, congratulations to him.
And by the way, speaking of, just to go back to what you said, if they put her on and
Uh-huh.
not him, I think that I would, when I read that Kim Godwin, the president of the ABC News, said if anybody has any concerns, talk to a manager that you trust. You know what she was doing. They want to gather information. They're on a fact finding mission, and that's how they're going to build their case against them. And there's going to be somebody stupid enough to not understand the human resources is not for you, the employee. Human resources exist to protect the company. And I think that by having that open invitation for people to share and say, oh, well, I saw Diva and Smoke out together, and then they're going to get into your business like that. So I think that they're probably they'll likely find somebody else, and that's going to be their rationale against Amy, because Amy only dealt with him, but they're going to say, but she was on her way out of her marriage. Their divorce is almost final. Okay. Mark
He
that
was
down that
he
I
was
said it.
Yeah, no, he was separated too. The wife was blindsided though, because she knew about a previous indiscretion that he
Right.
had. She didn't know that he was, doing it again. I
That's
just saw
right.
Tasha K talking about Derrick Jaxn got caught cheating again. Yeah, that man is, listen, Michael, he's a serial cheater. He's a hot mess. And you know what? He's one of those men that is never going to change. He's never going to change. But again, to the wife, for the wife, I really feel like, you know what? This is her lucky day. I'm a vampire 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. I love it personally. I cannot. I had the night shift. First of all, I never was a night person, right?
Mm-mm.
And initially, when I first came into the hospital, it was the night shift, 7 p.m. to 7:30 a.m. I told my boss at the time, after a while, I said, listen, get me on the day shift or I'll be working in Target, McDonald's, something, but I can't do this no more. I can't. I can't. Now, I stayed up because, it was my job and I don't play that job thing, but I felt like when my life was, when I was beginning, like the next day, all of my friends were like winding down. Because when I did a 7 p to 7:30, I would go home, maybe get home 8 o'clock or 8:30 or something like that. And I would sleep all the way to like 5 o'clock. So I would wake up and I'd be ready to, start my day. And my friends were like winding down. They was like, girl, get out of here. Bye. So yeah, it was just crazy. That was not my shit. Yeah, that's true. HR is a protector. Yes. So the thing is, when you're a distraction at work, um, it's not good. They got to do something about it. And too many people were talking about their relationship that they were trying to hide. And to me, they were stupid. I'm against cheating, but if you want to cheat, I mean, read the manual and get it right. Okay? You got to be extra careful. You be like, you know what? We ain't even going to get coffee together because we
Mm-mm.
don't have when we at work because we don't want nobody to speculate anything. Y'all thought y'all could make a joke out of it and do whatever y'all want. And now here y'all are. Both of y'all are home. Are you happy? I hope so. TJ being replaced already. Wow, they didn't waste time. Well, you know what? The person is a temporary replacement, which I
Mm.
think is going to move into a permanent
Permanent.
replacement. Like you said, Robin, they're just trying to do the mathematics and everything together to
Mm-hmm.
figure out, how can they legally um make these two be done and gone, so to speak.
Mm-hmm.
And they're gonna find a way. They're gonna
Oh
find
yeah.
a way. Yeah. Oh wait. So Diva, my favorite song from Celine Dion was "The Power of Love." Such a beautiful song. Also, do you have a favorite Celine song? You know what? I gotta think. I just always liked her overall. And she has an amazing voice. And I
Mm-hmm.
like the way that now her husband was older, right?
Yes.
And I wasn't all for a relationship in the beginning because I felt like he took advantage of her. But then when I found out how much she truly, truly loved this man and they were in love, I let it go. But I just love her overall. I can't think off the top of my head right now, but definitely an amazing voice. And I gotta look up this stiff syndrome. It sounds crazy. It sounds crazy. And when I saw a video, I couldn't even watch it all because I was like, okay, I got to go back and watch it. Oh, so true. HR is my field for employees. Is a minefield for employees. Yeah. Amy's divorce
Mm-hmm.
is final. TJ Holmes is separated. Cheryl Grant, thank you for that. Now that's a major difference. That's a
Yes.
major difference. Hers is final. He is separated. Well, he's separated, probably about to be in divorce court for real, for real. So
Mm-hmm.
let's move on to this Nick Cannon, okay? So with Nick Cannon, he is on baby number 12, right? This is getting
Mm-hmm.
out of control. And my thing is for
Getting.
Nick Cannon, right? Listen, the average person just working 40 hours a week, maybe having, let's give them two kids. Let's give them two kids, right? Having two kids, juggling schedules. And I don't even know if I want to give them a part-time job. Let's just give them their one job and let's give them the two kids. And that just that alone could be stressful. This man has
Mm-hmm.
12 kids, six baby mothers. You got Mariah Carey asking him to make sure he tries to give the twins more time, which I don't know how he possibly could. This
Mm-mm.
is insane. I think he's stretching himself way too thin. In addition to that, he has a condition. And anytime you're sick, even with the common cold, the first thing the doctor tells you is reduce your stress.
Yes.
reduce your stress. So I just, yeah, he was just in the hospital. And then when he got out of the hospital, I saw that he was with one of the baby mothers because he was holding one of the babies.
Mm.
It's just parent sanity. I mean, I think indirectly he has. What do I want to say? Indirectly, I feel like he is walking himself to the grave. He is walking himself to the grave because it's just,
Mm.
it's just too much. How can you got all these jobs, you can never rest, and you got all of these kids. I can only imagine the amount of phone calls, text messages, and everything he gets in a day just from his children, let alone from the job. And when I say from the children, I mean like the baby mothers saying,
Right.
about the children, or videos, like videos. Oh, so and so took his first steps or whatever. It's just
Mhm.
pure insanity. What do you think about this Nick Cannon situation and baby number 12 on the way?
You asking me?
Yes.
Diva, I'm through with Nick Cannon. I told you before, I'm real judgmental. I can't get beyond after he announced the baby who passed, and then days later
Mhm.
started making jokes about having the next baby, and then all the jokes he really was referenced them in jokey form. And I didn't find it funny. I thought it took away from his charm, his talent. I couldn't enjoy him anymore because I was really having a hard time separating the entertainer from the parent because he married them. He always was giving us him being a father and having a lot of babies and baby mamas, and I found it loathsome. It didn't seem to connect with how he told us he was raised. When you start off your show every day, if God is for us, who can be against us? And he halfway be preaching. I'm like, what? So I don't know. Maybe he can stop all the jobs and maybe he can get a reality show like the Sister Wives. And maybe he can just slow down because you're right. He got wilding out. He does the tours. He has a radio show. He has that Masked Singer. And he's always on Angela Yee's podcast. I mean, he doesn't slow down. And then he pops up, and don't forget, every month there's a maternity shoot.
Yep.
It's a lot, and I don't know. I think that he has a sickness, and it's
Yeah.
called insecurity. Because there's nothing that makes sense about him having so many children. You know,
It
we
doesn't it
and I
doesn't
would
make
think,
sense.
honestly, I would think differently if he was like in the old days, how people had a lot of children, but it was that one man and that woman taking it way back. Well, I was number 7 of 12 kids. It
Right.
hits a little differently when it's a one family unit, but to be so
100%.
separated. And then I do not appreciate that he doesn't care that I don't know what their ranges are, but when he said it doesn't matter, my children, the baby's mamas don't have to get along with each other, they just have to get along with me. But what happens if something happens to me? Who puts it together? Like you were saying, remember, how are you going to organize the family and the children? How are they
Yep.
going to know each other, or should they know each other? I say,
Right.
yeah,
Right. I really think they should, right?
yeah.
Wait, Linda said I can't wait for ABC to go through his expense reports. Oh, TJ.
Oh
Now,
man,
hopefully,
see,
hopefully
Linda.
they don't. Hopefully they don't. I believe it's 6 baby mothers.
Mm-hmm.
And that includes Mariah in that 6, right? Because she's the mama, his first twins. Bedside BK, thank you for the super chat. Nick's greatest regret, biggest loss was Mariah. Yes, it definitely was, but he didn't have to lose his natural mind after that. Like, okay, and yes, my grandparents, and see, that's acceptable, right? My
Mm-hmm.
grandparents had 17 kids with each other only. That's what I'm talking about.
Yep, Mrs. ATLian, that's what we're talking about.
That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely, right? Fast forward, his obituary will be insane. Insane. Just pure
Oh
insanity, right? Pure insanity.
my
Pure insanity. 12 kids with one woman is one thing. 12 with different women is insanity and unholy. I'm trying to tell you, Miss
God.
Gigi. And my thing is, I know his dad is alive. I guess the mom is alive too. Like, I'm just
Right, he doesn't
wondering.
think about her.
Yeah, but you know what? Listen, parents at some point, we have no control over what our children do, but I just
100%.
wonder, like, and I heard his dad has a lot of kids too, but I just wonder, like, what are they thinking right now? Are you trying to talk to him? Are you saying something? Zeta, I don't know. Natasha, I'm gonna bring you up. Zeta, I don't know if you want to add to this conversation about Nick Cannon.
I did, because I remember it was on social media. He was talking about how he spends $3 million a year on child support, I believe. And then a lot of people were like, oh, why does it matter that Nick Cannon keeps having all these children if he can afford them? But the thing, as we were saying, he doesn't have time for these children. If Mariah Carey is saying that he doesn't have time for the twins, what do you think these other baby mothers are saying? And you guys were all up in arms saying that he has the money for it, but he doesn't have time. That's not being a good father. It's not just about the monetary things. You need to spend time, create memories and experience with your children. So I think he needs to put a stop to it. Like you said, he's putting himself into the early grave. He was just in a hospital. His immune system can't handle all of that, going back and forth, all these
Yeah,
households and stuff. And you're going to have to work forever to provide for these kids. And you also need to make time for these children.
Mm.
I agree with you wholeheartedly. It's only 24 hours in a day. It's only 24 hours in a day. And for Mariah to speak out about it, that's saying a lot, right? And I think the other woman, they're not going to say anything because to me, and I'm not trying to beat them down, to me, their self esteem is in the gutter too. And they can't say anything because all of their finances is tied up into Nick. I
Mhm.
mean,
Mhm.
it's
I'm
one
sorry.
thing, it's one thing if you just like if you meet somebody and you don't know because they're not telling you anything, right? They all know about Nick. They all know that he has other females. And you're that desperate and you're so cool that you're gonna lay down with him and have his baby anyway. Like I just can't even fathom like why they're doing this and why they're okay with it. And okay, if I would have had his first baby, shame on me, right? But he's gonna come back and I'm gonna let him late and I'm gonna get pregnant again. Just
Mhm.
like the one she finally like she was the only one I saw that did an interview. The one that has his twins, right? And she's pregnant again. Now
Mhm.
she talked all out of the side of her mouth because at the end of the day, she said she is lonely and she's looking for a relationship. And I almost fell off my seat. I'm like, okay, girl, you had the twins. Why did you get pregnant again if you know that you lonely and you know that you want to be in a relationship? So now you want another man to come and take care of you and Nick Cannon 3 kids, girl.
Mhm.
And I'm not saying that shouldn't like a person shouldn't be able to meet someone just because they have kids, but you're doing all of this on purpose. Like you got 3 young children, and now you want to meet somebody that's gonna take care of you. And come on, I just didn't get it. Emmanuel, what do you want to say about Nick Cannon and baby number 12 coming being on the way? I don't know. I think Emmanuel can't hear us.
Either that or he left us.
Or he left us, right?
Or another woman.
Miss Robin, Miss Robin.
Yeah.
Natasha, what do you want to say about Nick Cannon and his baby number 12?
Hello everyone.
Hey,
Hi, Natasha.
I hope I'm not yelling. Does it sound
no,
like
you're
I'm
not.
yelling?
No,
No.
Okay.
no.
I had a conversation with a male friend of mine earlier today, and we were just talking about just this. Um, and Diva, you're right. It's like, at what point is it like enough? At what point are you looking at a person and you're watching their behaviors and you're watching what they're doing and how they're living their life, and you're like, okay, I can't get involved with this person.
Right.
Personally, I had a friend, and God, I hate to say it, I had to kind of like stop talking to her because I was like, girl, when are you gonna stop accepting these things? Like, she's on baby number 3 with this guy. And it's like,
Mm.
and then she tells me stuff, and I'm like, okay, what else can I say to you? But listen to the craziness, to the madness. So
Mm-hmm.
I get, I get what Mariah's saying. It's like, okay, what about my kids? But
Mm-hmm.
what about kid number 1, kid number 2, kid number 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9? Like, when does it stop? When do you, as a woman or a man, because it happens to men as well, look and say, you know what, this is enough, and I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to accept this. This isn't right. Even with someone cheating on me, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
do it. It's different. We'll have an argument, and you know, it'll get out of hand. Of course, yeah, we might get back together. But if you
Mm.
cheat on me, if you share your body with someone else, it's a wrap. It is a
Yeah.
total wrap.
Yeah.
So that's what
You,
I wanted to. Sorry.
no, no, you made a good point. And yes,
Mhm.
who gets their dad for Christmas? Who gets their dad for Thanksgiving? At some point, these children birthdays may bump up against each other. Are you coming to my party? Or you going to my brother or sister's party? Like, this is
Mm-hmm.
just total insanity. And
And
at this point,
it,
these females, in my opinion, need to get together. But see, they're still all stuck on wanting to be the one, wanting to have them. And I think they're trying to one up each other. Oh, you had the last baby? Well, now I'm pregnant too. Like, it's
but
just
how sick is
crazy to
that?
me.
How sick
That's
is
it.
that?
That's
How sick
it.
is that? How
That's
about
it.
what's wrong with being? I don't have any children, and I've always prided myself on saying I didn't want to ever be anybody's baby's mama. I always wanted to at least be someone's wife, and if it didn't work out, okay. But
Right.
I just was always cautious about that. And I could never imagine having a kid with somebody who was like on kid number 12. Like, oh
Mm.
yeah, this is a catch right here. No, no ma'am. No ma'am. So
Natasha, and you know what? Let me tell you something. I'm glad you said that, right? We
mhm,
got to have some standards.
mhm,
And we need, young females like yourself to
mhm,
talk to females, to be a mentor. Like, it's okay to not have sex. It's okay to, you got to have some standards. You shouldn't want to grow up to be a baby mama.
mhm,
I'm sorry. You know what I
yeah,
mean? And listen, that's not to say if something happens, like, okay, it happened, have your baby, right? But
right.
don't continue to repeat the same cycle and think you're going to get a different result. Don't have baby number 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and just have no partner there to help you with this child. Help is required, help is needed, and money cannot replace a physical person helping you out. Listen, if you are a single parent and you got to run out, the baby is sick, and you got to run out and get Tylenol, tag, you're it. Now you got to pack the sick kids up and every other kid in that house, go get this Tylenol for the one, and then come back. Versus looking at your spouse or your mate and saying, listen, you go get the Tylenol. I'm going to be here, shaking the baby, like wrapping the baby up or whatever until you get back. Like, it's just a whole hot mess. And I'm sure it is difficult for that chick to be there raising them twins by herself. And now she's pregnant with
I
the
know.
third baby. What are you doing? You know what
Mhm,
I mean?
yeah.
Tasha K bought the receipts last night. I gotta go back and look. But you know what? Tasha K always brings the receipts. I listen, you gotta commend her. Like her or not, the girl comes through with her information and her receipts. I don't know who gives it to her. But see, to go off the topic for 1.2 seconds, this is what I would say about Tasha K. I hate that she got so relentless with this Cardi B thing, because the girl built herself up a platform. Um and again, whether you like her or not, she's very colorful when she tells a story. When I first started looking at YouTube, I was watching Tasha K. And then when I watched all those times where she just seemed relentless, like she couldn't get up off of Cardi B. And there was one time when she first got the first cease and desist, and she tore it up on the screen. I literally was laying in my bed and I died. And I think that's the first time I wrote a comment in her thing. I was like, girl, please don't do that. You're scaring me. Like, it freaked me out. And like, I'm like, don't do that. Why don't you just let it go? You know what I mean? But she knows how to tell a story. She gets those interviews. I think she just veered off in the wrong direction. And again, for this sector that we're in, for her to build up to 1 million subscribers is a major thing. I
Mhm.
hate the fact that she just kind of puffed her hard work in the trash, and she's dealing with what she's dealing with now. But when people are stubborn, when they're relentless, when you're, to me, like, I can say, I can apologize, I'm not above apologizing. I'm okay saying I was wrong. I know when to back down. Like, I'm not so relentless like that. It's just crazy to me how she just to me she just tossed her hard work in the garbage. But I'll get off of that. Ebony, the BMC the bag, but not the long game. Yes. Can he keep up $3 million in child support? Come on, for 18 years. Come on, Ebony, talk about it. What about the experience for the kids? Boom. Ebony, you dropped the mic there, right? Can he keep up this $3 million in child support? Does he have everything set up in case something happens to him, that all of these kids are going to be okay? What happens because he does have a condition? What happens the day that he no longer can work these 99 jobs? What will they do? The one with the twins, she posted on her Instagram, because I follow her. She posted on her Instagram like, daddy bought us a house. And I'm looking at this thing like, girl, are
Why
you
couldn't you buy your own house? Why?
that part? But I mean, this is like, really, like, are you kidding me right now? It just blows my mind that all of these women are okay in an alignment with these shenanigans. It's just silliness to me. Ebony, thank you for the super chat. I truly appreciate it. So I mean, I don't know. Best BK said Tasha's a liar. She misrepresents the truth sometime. I'm not going to deny that. Okay.
Diva, can I say something real
Yes,
quick?
of course, of course.
I think that Tasha is a very smart woman.
Yes.
And sometimes, sometimes you're too smart for yourself.
Oh, good. Mm-hmm.
And she kind of got lost in that. But I've watched some of her videos where she's just talking to women in general, and she's just talking to us about saving and,
Yes.
instead of doing this, you should do this. So, and I think that she's a very good person down
Yes.
to her bones. I think that she's just made bad decisions and her ego has gotten in the way.
You hit the nail on the head.
Yeah.
You
So,
hit the nail on the head. You
and
really have. I mean, and listen, she was talking way before this debacle with her and Cardi B. She was talking about building her own what do you call it? Like, platform, that her own,
a
what do you
media, it's like a media,
well, no, not her company. She has that other platform. She has her own little channel that she wants people to subscribe to. I can't think of
Tasha
what you
K
call.
Live. Are you talking about
Yeah,
that?
well, her own brand. Yeah, help me out, guys. No, like her own YouTube platform. I'll say that. I can't think of what it is right now. But she was
Like her
building
own
her
media
own.
company, basically. Are you
Right.
saying?
Yeah, but she has her
Yeah.
own platform like YouTube where you can go subscribe to, right? She was talking about building that way before. Thank you, Ebony. God darn it, I couldn't get it out my head,
Oh,
right? She was talking about building her own app. Yes, she has her own app. She was talking about building that app way before, all of this broke down. And like you said, Natasha, smart woman, you know, and she and listen, her and her husband working together, and the fact that her marriage and everything, she has a lot to offer. But there's this saying, like my grandmother used to always say too, when your distractions like override, your good deeds, then it's a mess, right? And so for Tasha K, unfortunately, her distractions are overriding all that good stuff she has to offer, and it's sad. It's really sad. Yeah, she fumbled her bag. Listen, she really did. She really did, because to this moment, she's trying to fight that $3.8 million judgment against her, right? And my thing is, you didn't have to be there. When Cardi B called you and said, let's just call it a truce, let's just let this go, that's when you should have humbled yourself and said, I'm gonna let it go. I would have.
Yeah.
So she didn't have to be where she's at right now. And now you're wasting time, energy, and money that you didn't have to be wasting. And you built up that whole platform only to be dealing with this nag on the side, owing that $3.8 million. It's sad. It's sad. But yes. But then, like you said, there's some people that do this. Wait, I thought Tasha K works with Cardi B now. We all have a boss. No shade. Cynthia, see, don't do that, Cynthia. Cynthia, stop, Cynthia. We're trying to give her some accolades over here. All right. So listen, we'll move on from Nick Cannon. Prayers to Nick Cannon, but really, I think all of those females should be in therapy. And here's the thing, and I'll end with this, right? When someone steps out on their relationship, they are risking not just your mental health, but your physical health.
Yes.
Especially when you know for a fact, the only way I know of, people getting pregnant, you're not using any type of protection. So this man is slinging his ping in several different women, unprotected, and you're okay with him coming and laying down with you? All I can say is goodness. Okay. That is insane to me. It's one thing when you don't know, it's a whole nother thing when you know and you're okay with it. Like, I can't understand it. Go ahead, Natasha.
Sorry, let me interject here. There are, okay, I'm in the dating field. So, I mean, I remember a guy telling me that he had 5 kids. And that was the last time that we spoke to each other. I don't care what kind of, I don't care what he was doing. I'm good because no, that's not for me.
Right.
If I know somebody has 12 kids, it's a no. It's a no. I don't
Yeah.
care. A big fat no. So there has to be some type of underlining agenda that these women, or they're thinking something magnificent is going to happen, having a baby with Nick Cannon. And I'm from San Diego, so I remember when he was a star back here. So I'm just, it doesn't, I'm never starstruck, but it doesn't, I don't get it. I just don't get what it is that
it might be just, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
I was just saying, it might be just the proximity to his fame or fortune.
But then to have a baby with that person,
right? But they may not be all open nose for him. They might be open for his fame, what kind of platform he has, and what kind of shine they can get off of him. Maybe I don't know I don't know that I believe that, but I think that that's a possibility.
Yeah. I would love to really hear from one of them just to know their thought process, maybe give us some insight and understanding. But I'm with you, like, it's a no for me. I would be like, no, I'm good. Talk to somebody else, but I'm not the one for you. Best IBK, thank you for the super chat. They are not dating, they are procreating. It's a whole hot mess. It's not right, but Nick BM are about the bag. They may think Nick is better than a jobless absentee father. All right. Well, you could be correct, right? But you know what the problem is with that? The way he's working himself to the grave, I'm gonna say. In a minute though, they may all find themselves like, penniless, like if they depend on that. And I don't know how much of an insurance policy he can get. Right. Because you got 12 kids that this thing has to be split by. That's a lot. And that's 12 that we know of, right? God only knows that there may be more. Ebony said, Diddy posted that he had a new baby today. Yes, and they said the baby, thank you for the super chat. They said the baby was born in October. You know, one thing I could say about Diddy though, and he's messy, boots, but he doesn't have that many children. But I think I always give Diddy a pass because what's the mom that passed away?
Kim Porter.
Kim Porter. Kim Porter had a son when she met Diddy. And this is why I always give Diddy a pass. Diddy treated him, and to this day treats him like that is his kid.
He adopted him.
He adopted him. Oh, he did? Okay, yeah. He adopted him.
Kid. Was it Albie Shore's kid? Or
yeah, Albie Shore.
Right, he adopted him.
Yeah. So you know what? Yes, Quincy, thank you. That's my soft spot for Diddy. I give Diddy a pass for all his shenanigans because when you got a man that can do that and literally treat that kid like it's his own, he has a special place in my heart. And literally, I've never seen him shortchange Quincy. Quincy is literally like his son. He gets all the same benefits and accolades, that he gives to the other kids. So that's why I always give, I give Diddy a pass. I give Diddy a pass. P. Diddy is a player. Yeah, his woman know that. Yes, they do. And he said he used to hide it in the past, and now he does not. So they accepting it. But at least he's not on purpose. You're not hearing about him having 5 babies in a year. Like, that's just ridiculous, right?
Exactly.
That's just insane, right? Oh, you said don't give him a pass. I gotta give him a pass because well, okay. All
I
right,
think
y'all
that, I don't
always
know. Okay, let's say you're not giving him a pass. You're giving him credit for
there
being
you go.
responsible
Yes. Thank you,
in
Robert. But
ways.
you know what? Best Side BK, he treated Chrissy mom like ish. He did. So okay, I'm gonna take back the pass. Robin, help me out. Robin, help me out. He's responsible. He's responsible. I'm gonna give him credit for that. If it was not, it's not for me and Diddy since way back in the day of making the band. I'm mad with Diddy. Well, that show was messy. That show was messy. All right, y'all. Y'all making me backtrack here. It's
Don't make
not
me
for
talk about
anyone.
City College.
Oh, whew, City College
That
was
was right.
dreadful.
That was
That was
people in the hood.
dreadful. Yeah,
Yeah.
that was dreadful. It's not for anyone to get it besides Nick Cannon and his Sherman's mother. We do not know what goes on behind the scenes. You know what, Sheila? I hear you. But for conversation purposes, my concern is for the kids. And like I said, when Mariah Carey comes out, we know he don't have enough time, right? Because when Mariah Carey could come out and say, please, pretty much pencil my kids in, then he doesn't have time. I feel like he felt like, those twins were older. And so maybe he could just spread his time around between the other ones because they're still all under 5 pretty much, which is insane, right? So I don't know. I believe Diddy denied this kid was his. Oh, the one that just came. I think he probably did. And when he wanted a DNA test and it came it came back 99.9% that the kid in his October into December. Come on. You know what? Okay, you're right, because they said the kid was born in October, now it's December. So you're right. I guess he got the DNA. So he is the father. Well, okay. All right. P. Diddy is Community D, who allegedly doesn't discriminate between the girls and the boys. Oh my. See, man.
Mims,
But I'm not one to gossip. Well, listen,
Mims
do
know
you
that.
remember, speaking of Wendy Williams, and then I'll let you go, Robin. Do you remember back in her radio days? This is when Wendy was wildest and crazy, right? And
Messy
this is before social media and all of that. When Wendy Williams, I never forget, she said she got it. It came across the fax machine. This is how old this goes back. And she pretty much called Diddy out without saying his name, saying he was the gay rapper, and that people was accusing him of XYZ. I never forget when Wendy Williams said that and did that. But yeah, I heard that before. So allegedly, but I ain't want to gossip either. Thanks, Mims.
and to piggyback off of that, Diva, let's remember, she said that about the fax machine. She had those blind items.
Yeah.
So her blind item was like this. A popular rapper is said to be, how you doing? That's
Yeah.
where we got the how you doing from. People need to know. If you don't know, now you know.
And she would name all the records and the
She said
artists. Yeah, that would be under him. Yeah, she was messy. I was reading comments last night on IG, and sounds like there's some new baby mama culture. Not my words. The young ladies in the chat said it themselves. Anyone else heard this? New baby mama culture, meaning that Tyes, meaning that people really want to be baby mamas.
Can I jump in, Diva?
I've heard
Yes,
that before.
of
Heard
course.
that before.
We want to.
So I'm 22, and nowadays a lot of people are saying that they do not want like, you know, the picket fence and the husband and all that stuff. They rather just be the baby mother. And then some are saying no baby daddy, just have the baby and stuff. And it's also came with, you know, the new influx of the you know, the preference with the preference to the baby mama pipeline. So now a lot of girls, they're like glorifying being a baby mama on TikTok and stuff like that. And it's just really sad. And then what happened? Oh gosh, I wish I could remember. A lot of the girls, like Nick Cannon and all those ladies, they're making it all look good. Like being a baby mom, you can have this much money, you can have this, that, and the third. And a lot of girls are aspiring to that, and it's disappointing. They're negating the fact that, hey, you can have a 2-parent household, you can still be with a partner and stuff like that. I don't know. I think it's all a hot mess.
No, you said it. It's a
You,
hot mess. I didn't birth things are coming, says the Bible. Yes. You know what? I didn't. Let me tell you something. So I'm 52 and I had my son late. I had my son at 35. So my son is 17. I'm getting ready to graduate from high school. And when I tell you that I had a massive, when I say massive, I don't even know. You know, God bless any single parent who doesn't have help. I don't know if I could have I'm gonna say hands down, I couldn't have done it without all the help that I had, like point
Mm.
blank, period. And I would never, and when I say never, I would never in my life sign up to be no single parent or no baby mother. Now, like I said, if something happens, it happens. But guess what? I wasn't gonna let it happen over and over and over again and have 13 kids and be raising these 13 kids or 2 kids or whatever by myself. The village has helped me. I thank God for the village. I couldn't have did it without them. And to this very moment, and my son is 17, the village is still involved. I don't know how people do it. And I don't know how someone would sign up on purpose to be a baby mama. It's just pure insanity to me. It just makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. And I personally think you shouldn't want to do it alone. And it's not fair to the kid either. I think a child deserves to have both parents involved, um, and to be exposed to both parents and to get to learn from both parents and not just the parents, to know their other
The
what do
other
you
side,
call it?
the other side of the family.
The other family, right? Like you should know your other side of your family. Like I just couldn't imagine my life without all the people that helped me and was in my son's life. It's just insanity to me. So this baby mama
Mm.
phenomenon, these girls, they need guidance. And I think it's silly when you're gonna let social media direct you and raise you. It's just crazy to me. Um, Zita, did you want to say anything before we move on to our last topic?
Yes, I was just on Twitter. There's these girls that are cutting off their friends now because they said their friends are not helping them raise their children, but they give the baby daddy slack. I'm like, how are you mad at your friends for not helping you out? They're saying, oh, my friends want to go do this, that, and the third, and not sit at home with me with my child. I feel like you made the decision to have the child. So that's between you and the baby's father, and you're putting more on your friendships than your actual baby's father. I think that makes absolutely no sense whatsoever.
You are breaking my heart with this, with this. Oh my, all I can say is, oh my God. Yes, I do remember Daphne. I do remember that guy on the Yana Fix My Life that had 34 kids. Um, he was definitely broken too. Um, blended family times 12. Yeah, that guy that had the 34 kids on the Yana Fix My Life, he was broken, but you know what though? He had 34 broken children too.
Mm-hmm.
That was sad. It was
Oh,
very sad. And I don't care about money. I think that, you know, Nick Cannon's some of his children they're going to be dealing with a lot, especially if he can't even divide up his time to like really see these kids. It's just not enough time in a day or a year.
and I think that
So
that's what Mariah is telling us.
yeah.
'Cause Mariah's she's not a million percent quiet about her life. We know a lot of
Hmm.
it, but for
Hmm.
her to make that statement publicly, she's calling him out. And
Yeah.
she's speaking up for her children because
Yep.
they're not wanting for anything material.
Right.
She can
Right.
provide for them. and
They
those
want
other
to
women
physically
are
see their dad. They want to
right, and
and
the
see
other
he's
women are
a
not going to
fool.
speak out.
Right. He's a fool to not want these females to get along. I think they need to get along. And I think
Hmm.
they need to get along so that there can be some more community outings.
Yep.
So that all the kids, they get to know their siblings, and then, everybody can be there together. But see, he can't have community outings because he's still romantically involved with a lot of them. And so that
All
would
of
be
them.
problem. Well, oh shoot.
He said it on his show. He said it. He
Um,
did not deny that he's active with all these women. And I got to tell you, I started rewatching because I never watched it from the beginning. That Sister Wives show.
uh-huh.
And so today I was watching when one of the first daughter got married. And then they talked about the second daughter wants to get married at like within a couple of months of her. But they were able to convince the second daughter to wait 6 months until her sister got married. And when the father said this, I freaked out a little bit. He said, well, they were born 6 months apart, so why shouldn't they get married 6 months apart? And all I could think about is, that's a nasty. It's very Nick Cannish. Yeah, you're right, Mims. A
Yeah.
whole lot of community stuff. So sorry
Yeah.
about that.
That's okay. Yeah, like Min says, dirty community. Yeah, yeah. It's a
what
shame. Listen,
what you know about that, Mims?
that is terrible. So we're going to close out with our last topic of the day, and it's Carlos King. So Carlos King is a reality TV producer. He
Mm,
used to be on Roa. He now is over there in Roa, and he used to be with Bravo, right? So now he's over there at OWN, and on OWN, he has his shows. He has Love and Marriage Huntsville, Love and Marriage DC. I want to say he does Bell Collective. He has his own podcast. So he's doing extremely well for himself. Why he feels the need to keep thinking about Bravo, I don't get it. I don't understand it. Now, listen, he did an amazing podcast. I did like a lot of the points he made. He had points that he made about what happened 2 weeks ago on the Real Housewives of Potomac. And I think what happened 2 weeks ago, yeah, he's obsessed. He's obsessed. He's obsessed. Uh, you know, it's like, that person that they leave one job, they leave
uh-huh.
McDonald's and they go to work for Burger King, and all they
Mhm.
keep talking about is McDonald's. It's
Yeah.
like, well, why did you leave? Like, you know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? Like, why did you leave? Why you He is assessing too much. Yes, he's like over the top. So, but and you said irritated. So you wait, hold on, guys. Robin, carry on. I just gotta open the door for my son.
Sure. Okay, so we're talking about Carlos King, and he is, to me, I agree with Diva, obsessed. And when she said about going from Burger King to McDonald's or vice versa, I was going to make that similar comment. He has an opportunity to elevate himself, but instead of doing that, he keeps relying on the laurels of the past. He's resting on what he did before. So I don't know. What do you think? What do you think is his thing? Why do you think he does that? And in addition to why you think he does that, do you think, I'm going to say this, I believe that he is missing out on an opportunity to elevate himself, his brand, and his product. He doesn't have to be as messy. He doesn't have to recreate the formula from Bravo and bring it to OWN. He doesn't need to try to turn himself into Andy Cohen. What do you think? Who's there? Is that, I can't see the screen.
I don't know much about Carlos
Okay.
King. I don't watch Real Housewives of anything or like any of the Love and Marriage Huntsville stuff like that. But I
Mhm.
did hear that like he was behind basically the rumor about Candy and some like allegations of her assaulting people and stuff like that. And I
Yeah.
think it's really weird that he keeps going back talking about a job that he left when you're supposed to be on to bigger and better. But
Right.
yeah.
Right. And that is that rumor that exists. I stopped watching Real Housewives of Atlanta like a couple of seasons or a few seasons before that. Or maybe that was my last season. But the thing is, Candy has come out and said that they're just fighting, and he's not relenting, and she's not relenting. They're butting heads, never to come together again.
What was I gonna say? So why does he keep going back? Like, what is the beef for him to keep running back to Bravo?
I think that his beef is, personally, I believe it has to do with him having achieved an enormous amount of success in the Bravo universe. And at Bravo, the Bravo universe is bigger than the OWN universe. And I think that he is, personally, I believe him to be short-sighted and not recognizing the opportunity that he has. I also personally believe that we get a lot of people who watch the shows on the OWN network came to those shows with an impression that because it has Oprah Winfrey's name on the network, that the show wasn't going to replicate the same kind of messy. I've said it from day one of those shows that he has on. He had such a great opportunity to not just elevate his game, but elevate the entire game and the whole reality genre. And he's just missing out. He just totally missed this opportunity.
You missed out. Thanks, Robin, for carrying on for me. You my boo. So listen, I want to say this real quick. I think y'all said it all. But I want to say this really quickly. He, like you said, Robin, has an amazing opportunity. Yeah, you said, so why is he already putting on Bravo? So hashtag stalker.
Exactly.
Listen, that's my problem with him, right? And it's like he thought that he was going to bring Monique over to Love and Marriage DC, and that was going to piss Andy off, and it was going to boost all of those ratings on OWN for Love and Marriage DC. And then when he found out it didn't, I think that was part of his little festivity too. But now, you're on a side note, let me say this. As the Grey Tribe, okay, you're a Grey Tribe over here. Listen, if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe. Yes, hit that like button. But let me say this. What does this mean? She keeps writing this. What does that mean, Robin?
It means
it's a swear word in Spanish.
Yes,
it's a really
word.
bad word.
The nether regions of the woman. You from the Bronx?
Okay.
You never.
Now I never like.
Entiendes que eso?
Oh, okay. Well, she's writing it like Julia's writing it like 100 times, right? So, okay. Somebody told me what it means. Okay, well, are they talking to me?
I think they're here to troll you. That's all.
Oh, okay. All right. So let me put that person out. Okay. So, what was that? What was I saying? So I think that, you know what, he has a major opportunity to just go over their own and kind of like mind his business and raise up that channel to be everything that it could be. But instead, he keeps butting in the business of Bravo. So thank you, Emmanuel. I blocked that person. I don't know what they're doing. So I think that, you know, he's missing out on a great opportunity. I will say this, though. A lot of the commentary that he said in regards to what happened on Potomac 2 weeks ago was, you know, really a spot on, because he said that, you know what, he felt like none of them stepped in and did what they could have done to break that fight up, which is so true. He said that Giselle, Michael, stop with the brushing. You distracted people last time.
It gives me vertigo.
Yeah. He said that, you know, Giselle is the face of the Real Housewives of Potomac. Do you feel that way?
I absolutely think that I'm jaded, so I have problems with the Housewives of Potomac. I don't like the way they get down. I don't like that these women they have a different social status, but they're like kind of sub ghetto too often for me. I don't listen to Carlos King a lot because I don't like the way that he rolls. So I can give him his props for what he's done in the past over there at the old plant, but on the new plantation, he's not tilling the soil well enough for me.
Yeah. Now listen, I will say this though. Do y'all remember Winter from Love and Marriage DC?
Yes.
She's going back. She will be back on Love and Marriage DC. So as the Grey Tribe, we gotta watch. Okay, we gotta support, and she's gonna come back and speak to us in March, the end of March.
Oh,
Yes, so we will watch Love and Marriage DC so we can support winter, okay? And we're gonna be a snowflake this season, so we'll be supporting winter. And I will say this because we're about to wrap up and kind of close out. And I love y'all for joining me for trending topics. They saying, "Hey, baby daddy." Okay, so we're gonna wrap this up, but I will say this in terms of Potomac. I hope that they don't go in that dark space like the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And to say the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, I do believe that wholeheartedly they're bringing Lisa Rinna back. They're playing in our faces, so it's going to be interesting to see. And in terms of Love and Marriage DC, I really feel like I'm wondering how this thing is going to survive without Monique, but they
oh,
may surprise us. They may surprise us.
I didn't think that they made it through the first season with Monique. She wasn't the draw.
That's true.
I believe that Monique was brought on, used by Carlos King to be
Hmm.
a draw. You know, she was the bait, but she didn't hook us. It was
That's
more the
true.
silhouette. It was more the, and he just needed a name, and that's very odd. I have to say because when this whole genre started, it
Hmm.
did, except for the ones that are specifically focused on people who have already made it. They've always been strangers to us. They've always been unknown, and we came to know Nene and Kim and all of them through the reality TV genre. So there, in my opinion, they didn't need to go bring somebody that is already a known entity or quantity because the genre itself is already popular. And if you get enough people who are interesting, not necessarily people who are interesting because they make up a storyline, if you have an interesting life and you're willing to share that with us, we're going to watch.
You know what? I like that, Robin. You that is true. So wait, Diva, are we still going to BravoCon in 2023? Yes, we are, y'all. Yes, we are. So I
Mhm.
think what we're gonna see. I live, Cynthia. I live very close. I just got to cross over the bridge, right? But I think that we're going to have to start planning it as early as possible so that we all can get our tickets, meet there, and just have a good time and go to the different events that go on at BravoCon. And we may have to, start saving your coins because we're probably going to get, if we want to see all the different panels, we're probably going to have to get the highest level of tickets so
Mhm.
that we can, make sure that we go in there and that we're in. So yes, I'm definitely down to go to BravoCon. So we're going to go around and kind of close out. I'm going to start with you, baby daddy, because you just got here. But what's going on? What's up? And how do you want to close out today?
Baby mama, I ain't gonna front. I just came over here to tell you, hey, how you doing, baby mama? And I made some chicken and rice, and I was just inviting you to come over and have a bowl. But if not, I have to fly out there and hand it to you. But nah, I've caught the end. I'm just came on just to mess with you.
Oh, it's okay. Well, I'm happy to see you. I'm glad you stopped through. I hope you're having an amazing Saturday. And yes, Lorena, justice for Shanquilla. I really pray and hope, since I put that up there, I really do pray and hope that that all six of those individuals, I don't know if they was including Shanquella in the six or if it was six other friends, but I really do hope that every one of those individuals, they paid for this. All of them, they pay for this. And maybe, you know what, Robin, maybe we got to have a whole separate conversation one day, probably one day next week on just friendship alone, right?
Oh,
Because
yeah.
sometimes who we think are our friends are really not our friends. Maybe we got to give out signs to let people know if this person claims they're your friend, but when you have milestones and they're not celebrating you, take heed to that.
Hmm.
Take heed to that because a friend will be able to celebrate you through everything, not just your lows, but all of your highs and all of that. So I think that's a good topic. Is like we're going to talk friendships, okay? We're going to talk about some work things. But yes, justice for Shanquilla. This is one of the saddest cases I ever seen, like, ever heard of in like my lifetime. Like it's one of the saddest. But I will also say this, although I'm not a huge lover of these cell phones. You know what? These cell phones are exposing a lot of mean, dirty, nasty people.
Hmm.
They took their own footage. They took this footage that is going to bring them down. So, in some way, shape, or form, thank God for these cell phones because people who got away with stuff in the past, they're not getting away with it now because of technology. And her mother, because I saw the video on Sherelle's World. If you didn't get to see it, Sherelle played a video from, I want to say, Nightline, where they interviewed the mother. Her
Hmm.
mother is so strong. Like, God bless this mother. Like, I don't know. Like, I think I would finally like fall to pieces. It's just, so sad. But yes, everybody, we gotta keep Shanquilla in our mind. Yeah, it's just crazy. Diva, watch out. He might be serious. You don't need to talk. Wait, who are you talking about? You talking about, wait, who are you talking about? Not baby daddy. Not baby daddy. Baby daddy, we done vetted baby daddy out. He good. He good. Diva, will you be recapping the Real Housewives of, what is this
Miami,
one? Huh?
Miami, Miami.
Oh, I've never watched Miami.
I
I
watched it
never
when it
watched.
first came
Is it
out.
good?
You know what? I watched it when it first came out on Bravo. Then they were on
Uh-huh.
their pause, and I didn't watch it on the Discovery or Peacock, wherever it's showing now, because that
Right.
whole pay for another stream, pay for cake. No, I'm not with it. I'll wait till it comes back on the Bravo. But I heard it's good. Okay. Can I plug someone else?
Yes.
Yes. If you watch Kempire, the Kempire's live from yesterday, his
Uh-huh.
live recap. It was so juicy. It was so good. It sounds like that show is hot. And what made it even hotter was listening to the folks call in who watch and who are from the Miami.
Which one? Miami? Really,
Yes,
Miami? Is
yes.
it new?
I'm sorry.
Is it new or
It's
it's
not.
been
It's not new. It came on.
okay?
It first started several years ago on Bravo. It was on for maybe about 3 seasons, and then it went away, and then they brought it back on streaming now. And I think it's in this second or third season of streaming.
Okay.
But it is.
Well,
It
you
was.
know
It's
what?
good.
But I'm gonna have to catch up, right? Let me see if I can catch up. Let me see if I can catch up. Hey, wait, Emmanuel, I think I skipped it real quick. Salt Lake City, like I was into it, but I wasn't into it, but I was into it. So that's why I stopped recapping it.
Right.
Camilla tells me all the time to look at it. I might go back. I'm
Mm.
not sure. Oh, they saying season 5 is so good. Bravo tickets, but the price is out already, and it's $2,000.
I
Well,
can't wait for y'all. Tell me all about it.
hold on now. Wait a minute. Are you serious?
Yeah, I believe that.
For what though?
They bring a
That
whole lot. They got to finance a whole lot of folks coming in, rental the Javits Center, and all the other incendiary stuff. I think that they put these people up. They're paying. The people are not self financing these trips.
Ooh, well, but Bedside BK, is that the top level ticket? Can we get in at another level? Talk to me. We got to look at this. We got to save up from right now all the way to BravoCon to get in. Good goodness. It's on Peacock and Demons Don't Understand.
I can't wait for y'all to tell me all about it.
I'm gonna have to see. Oh, Best Side BK said for the full package. Okay, I'm gonna look. I didn't know the prices were out already. I'm gonna look. Okay, we got to think about that. Maybe. Oh, yeah. I did say that, right? You listening to me? I love you. You said you wanted the best. I did say that for $2,000. Andy better pay for a room at the Waldorf Astoria personally.
Mm.
I know that is crazy. Let's see BravoCon or Hawaii. I know, right? Oh my God. All right. So Sunflower, thanks for coming through. What do you want your final words to be?
Hi, Steva. This time you see
Hey.
how patiently I waited and let everyone talk. I'm not used to the community, but I'm learning. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I only caught the end of the live basically,
Mm-hmm.
and I think it's because I'm on a different time zone. But the thing that I caught, number one, was like Nick Cannon. He just
Mm-hmm.
reminds me of Father Abraham, and I think like there is an issue there that all these people sharing fluids with each other and just popping out kids,
Mm.
like even if it was like financial or anything like that, like I don't even see where the win is here, you know? Like
Yes,
it's
that's a good point. Yes.
Yeah,
Where's the
but like,
win?
yeah, because if Nick Cannon was good looking, like Damson Idris, or somebody a better, something really sexy, then I could get
Hmm.
down with this. But it's just Nick Cannon. Like, I don't get it. And then the next thing was Carlos King.
Hmm.
I don't really know him, and I think I'm assuming the reason why he wants to latch on to Bravo is because, like me, I don't watch anything on OWN at all. Like, I just feel like it's just not for my demographic, and I wouldn't sign up just to watch Love and Marriage anything, right? So
Hmm.
the only real reason why I know him is from, like, I think he has to do with Housewives of Atlanta. But the
Yep.
thing is, right? The thing is, right, Diva?
Hmm.
I feel like if he's been working so many years with Housewives of Atlanta, and if he's such a great producer and he has such great relationships with all these people, why hasn't word of mouth spread where people are just begging to come on his show? I feel like that's a really interesting thing right there. That he doesn't have a whole bunch of interesting people just trying to be with him, and he's just scrapping at the ends of all these
Mm.
coattails. Yeah, like I would
Shots
want to support
fired.
him.
Shots
Oh
fired.
my gosh.
I'm like, do we know that?
Listen, you bring up a very good point, though, right?
I
Because
mean,
there's some housewives that are not working on Bravo now. Like, but you know what though? I also think he don't have Bravo money. But go ahead, because you hit
Right.
some nails on the head. Go ahead.
yeah, that's the only reason why I can't get into OWN, because I'm not adding another subscription just for one thing. OWN has to
Right.
bulk up the whole show. And sorry, I forgot the thing you talked about after Carlos was what?
I think that was it. We was ad-libbing some stuff, so I don't remember because they
Oh
probably
yeah, yeah, yeah.
wasn't.
And
Yeah.
by the way,
Oh,
you don't have to have an own subscription. They play those own shows on the YouTube for free. I know for
oh,
some cable services, it's part of the just the regular package. Some is premium, some don't even offer it, but they do show the own television shows a few days later on YouTube. You can see them for free.
Oh,
oh,
that's
oh
nice.
wait, I remembered the
Yes.
last point now. So you
Yes.
were talking about Potomac, and you know how I was so like passionate about like defending Wendy and stuff like that,
Yes.
and it's really not about Wendy for me. But to be honest, like this whole show is just getting draining. The whole
Yeah.
thing, it's so draining. It's not fun. And
Hmm.
the reason why I feel like like I am passionate about like what has happened to Wendy, but I am disengaged in terms of these people's everyday life, because at the end of the day, they get paid to be on TV and do all this stuff, right? Like
Right.
I'm not about to be invested and you go, I'm not about to like fight for you and be invested and all this kind of stuff. And at the end of the
Hmm.
day, this happened months ago, and these people probably don't even care and drumming up the next season. But the thing is that last point I promise is
Hmm.
that I'm afraid that Wendy's gonna see all these comments and support and get like that liquid courage to come back with a different personality next season around.
Mm.
Yeah. She's endearing now because she's calmed down and
Right.
she can show her mind a lot more. But yeah, that's my only concern with Wendy.
I
That's it.
thank you. Baby daddy, give me a minute. So Diva, next time, yes, that's Serena Williams, that stepmom. Whoo, she a piece
Mm.
of work. She's a piece of work. But you know what though? That's the prime example of somebody getting with somebody just cause the money. And now look where they at. And they said that mansion is in squander. It's in squander. I don't even know how she's living in it. But you know what though? You married this man and had that baby just for money. When somebody's financial plan is based upon marrying somebody that has money, I'll never get that. Baby daddy, you're cheating and Barbara's pissed. She's pissed.
Baby mama, hold on. I just want to say this, baby mama.
Yes.
I'm that ain't my baby that she talking about. This man, baby. So don't get that misconstrued, Diva. You know I. Hey, look, she be on my thing. She's funny. I like her though. But what I wanted to say, baby mama, on that Nick Cannon dude, because
Yeah.
I had to see your things. I just came on. But
Right.
with him, I mean, dude, he got to be the nastiest, raunchiest, everything that ain't good type of dude out here in these American streets. Because, dude, how you gonna keep having baby after baby? That, I mean, don't you know that HIV and AIDS is still running around out here in these streets? And then with this one girl that I seen, she's an IG model, you know, and she came out and said that she allegedly slept with him, as well as the allegedly sleeping with the Chris Brown guy. I mean, and so what's the deal? And then these women are still out here willing to have babies with this dude after this woman. Ain't no woman in their right mind gonna come out and say, yeah, I had relations with Nick Cannon, and now I have Blase Woo Skippy, allegedly. You know
what though, Michael? She claimed, I know who you're talking about. She never actually, she didn't name names. There was other people that came out and said they saw Nick Cannon and Chris Brown with her, so they made assumptions. I will say this: she's a class act in the sense that she didn't come out and say names. She didn't come out and say, people that she slept with. And you know what? You bring her up. I wonder how she's doing, because she seemed to have gotten, like, it hit her bad. Yeah, she was like down to 90 pounds or something like that. Yeah. I do wonder how she is doing. We may have to try to look that up. But yeah, either way, though, as you stated, even if it's not this female here, the transferring of all of those bodily fluids and everything else is disgusting. And like you said, forget about just babies. There is such thing as STDs. Like, are you serious right now? But who did Robin? Did you give your final words?
I didn't give my final words, but I'd like to just start by saying that, as usual, this was so much fun. I love chatting with you. The people in the chat is good. I'm very prayerful for Nick Cannon's children.
Yes.
I hope he puts a plan in place for him, whether he has a very long life or his career gets shortened for some other reason.
Mm-hmm.
That Dennis X guy, whatever his name is, bye-bye.
Derrick Jaxn.
Yeah, him. And Carlos King, do better.
Yes.
Oh, and don't forget, please, everybody, tune in to the Sherri Shepherd Show.
Yes, tune in to Sherri Shepherd. Zita, did I give you a moment for your final words?
Not yet. So just to finish up with the Nick Cannon situation, I don't know if you guys forgot or not, but there's one of the baby mothers. She said that they have to jump through like hoops with the what's it called, his assistant, to make time with the children. And if it's important, what do you deem is important with your children? Everything's important. And then also one of the baby mamas was up there saying that she needed like a GoFundMe for like a nanny or something like that. Remember? I don't know. She said she didn't want to ask Nick for it. I'm like, that's your baby's father. So how could you not ask him for the money to take care of your children? So I just think the whole Nick Cannon situation is just a hot mess once again. And Derrick Jaxn, I hope his wife seeks the help that she needs to get a mental space. Carlos King, also, he needs the help that he needs to get rid of his ties with Bravo and move on to bigger and better. So I don't know anything about Sherri Shepherd. I don't watch her show, but if you guys want to support her, go support her. And thank you, Eva, for having me. And nice talking to everybody. And everyone have a great night.
You too. Thank you, Zena. But listen, if you got, first of all, if that's the case, you're going to do a GoFundMe because you need a nanny or whatever, then we all should do a GoFundMe. Get out of here. You know how many single mothers out there that actually have to go to work? They can't figure out how they're going to get their kid on the bus, go to work, make it back home in time to pick up their kid and all of that other stuff, and they're making it happen. You chose this life, girl. Figure it out. Go get a job. I wouldn't put a dime in that GoFundMe. People have lost their natural mind with these GoFundMes. No, get out of here. We all funding our own life. You got to fund yours also. Now, I'm okay with it for, like, the Shanquilla family. That's something totally different. Yes, I get the GoFundMe for that, right? Because this thing is in Mexico. We want justice. I get that. Not that I'm 100% okay, but I'm okay that sometimes people had a situation and the person passed and they need money for the funeral. But you know what? We got to talk about that one day, Robin, too. We all got to get our stuff in order. Have the basic, you can get a insurance policy that's very cheap that will pay for the basic funeral. If nothing else, we all one day got to go. We don't want to go. We want to live forever, but all one day got to go. And you can
Hey,
get an insurance policy that will at least pay for your funeral at the very
hey,
least.
hey, Diva.
Yes.
I sold insurance for a while too.
Okay. See what I'm saying? Like you can. We gotta get our we
We
gotta
can
get
do
our
all that
life in
stuff.
order. We gotta get our
Mhm.
life in order so that when we do go, we're not leaving a mess behind for our family members, right?
Mhm.
And then if your estate owes bills before your family will get anything, those bills are going to get paid.
Yep.
So, let's get our lives together. Let's help each other while we do these lives, throw little tidbits out every now and then where we all can like learn a little something. And maybe we'll start off that. Maybe we'll give a tip every now and then when we do these lives to hopefully help someone out. So listen, guys, I have fun. I didn't even
Yeah.
think I was going to be on this long, but I enjoy y'all. I like y'all. Baby daddy, thanks for coming through. And just so everybody knows, my baby daddy, if y'all don't know the story, we have to tell y'all the story some other day. I swear to goodness, Michael, we're going to have to ask Perry the name of that video because that way when we mention it, we could tell them what day and what video over at Perry's show that they can see our date. We had a date and we had fun. Okay. So we need the
Mhm.
people to know the backstory as to why I'm your
Understand.
baby mama. Yes,
And
yes.
we had somebody had us to put Sherelle in the trunk.
Yeah, Sherelle, that's my sister. That's my sister. Yes. So listen, guys, thanks for watching. Thanks for being here. I truly enjoy y'all. Monday, Monday I do my recap on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Tuesday, I do my recap on Love and Marriage Huntsville. And then the rest of the week, we just do trending topics. I'm going to see if I can catch up on the Real Housewives of Miami. I don't know if I'm able to catch up and get into it. I will recap it. The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, I'm vested, but
Smooth.
I'm not vested, so I don't know if I'm really going to do that. We shall see, but we'll have some other things that we will recap. Now I will say this: if you have Netflix, right, there's I think there's at least two good movies that I know off the top of my head that you should watch, and that is Jasmine's Blues, I think it's called,
Yeah.
and that where the crawdads sang. Maybe I'll
Mhm.
put it on my community page. Good movies. And then because of Gabor, right? And Gabor's channel is Andrew Gabor. I watched this series on Prime called Riches. Really, really
Yeah.
good. Really,
I'm gonna
really
watch
good.
that tomorrow.
Oh, you gotta watch it. You're gonna love it. So they give us movie suggestions and everything. And then Mims was in the building tonight. Oh, thank you so much. Yes, I'm inching my way up, y'all, to 20K. Don't forget, hit that subscribe button. So Mims was in the chat earlier, guys. Mims has a channel also. But the Mims is short for his channel name, but his channel is Make It Make Sense. Okay. So Mims does a lot of great things on his channel over there. Check him out also. And my baby daddy has a channel. My baby daddy has a channel. Okay. So Michael has a channel, exactly how his name is. So check out his channel also. Robin, thanks for being here. Love you.
My
You held
pleasure.
me down tonight. And I'm glad to hear. And listen, let's pray for my boy. He's out there in them streets tonight, hanging out and
Mm.
having fun. Roy is having fun, and I can't wait to see all of his pictures that he posts from his event tonight. So thanks, guys. See you later. Have a good night. Hit that like
Like
button.
button and
Okay.
subscribe. Okay.
And
Good night,
subscribe.
everybody.
Good night.
Nine nine.
Pray.
You're so crazy.